Good evening, class. I'll be doing my presentation from my car since it's the quietest place I can find right now. So please bear with me. My presentation is on are leaders born or are they made? Are leaders born? The main three reasons why some people think leaders are born. The nature argument, where people believe that some others are born with certain innate traits that make them, quote, born leaders. The trait theory is a theory that proposes that great leaders are born from other great leaders, and the great man theory states that some people that become great leaders are born with characteristics that most other people are not born with. Are leaders made? The three main reasons why people believe that leaders are made. The nurture argument is where a belief of teaching, learning, and curating an atmosphere that fosters leadership skills. Years of self-improvement and learning from mistakes to help an individual hone in on the skills that must be learned, and taking the time to learn and improve on their modest skills, study management or leadership topics, and read books about leadership. Attributes of great leaders include charisma, intelligence, and a sharp sense of humor. Even if an individual possesses all of these attributes, they must still be able to apply them in order to get others to follow them. Without having the ability to convince others to follow and take orders from them, they cannot truly be considered leaders. Natural leaders must have the ability to come off as charming and caring, but also possess the keen ability to put their leadership skills into motion, along with giving guidance and being confident in their leadership knowledge and ability to perform matters more than characteristics do. Interesting claims from my cited sources. Burma, 2017, reports findings that suggest that one's environment influences leadership potential by up to 70%. If this is the case, leaders are made as societal influences occur only outside the womb. Halachik, 2016, notes that the best leaders improve by constantly developing leadership related skills, indicating they possess a particular motivation for self development. Still, where do these motivations originate? Hareda and Blast, 2019, the cultures we experience as we grow up in society shape our understanding of leadership, power, and how we should be, quote unquote, in the world. So from these three sources, I gather that leadership ability, what they're trying to say, comes from the atmosphere and the culture that you actually are from, and how you grow up, the people you grow up surrounded by, and how they choose to live their life. If if they were leaders for you, did they teach you? Did they mentor you? Did they guide you? Did they show you how to lead and how to be successful when they weren't around? So the main thing to take away from this would be that leadership is not so much what you're born with; it's what you learn from all your mistakes and from the subjects that you study, maybe books that you read, and the people around you that have a big influence on your life and that you would like to emulate through your life. So since this is a discussion board for everyone to try to discuss ideas and maybe their own beliefs on certain topics, I wanted to put mainly put the focus on my own personal beliefs and what I think about the topic. So my personal beliefs, after spending nearly 18 years in the Army, I have a much clearer picture on what it takes to be a leader. Unfortunately, my upbringing and societal surroundings failed to have a major influence in making me a leader as a young man growing up in rural Indiana. Though I am grateful to have had the upbringing that I had, my upbringing lacked the fundamentals to help me be born as a leader. So, we weren't really too rich. My parents worked pretty hard for every little bit that we had. Most people from my hometown, they grow up and just work in the nearby steel mills out by Chicago, and they pretty much do the same exact jobs that their dads or their parents did while they were young and trying to bring their family up and help the children grow to be adults. So sadly, I grew up in an environment where I hadn't been around any strong leaders really, and everyone was just living day to day, each day, just trying to make ends meet and make it to the next day, so they could just get back to work and do the same thing over and over. My father was always content on just being an hourly wage worker and never wanted to step up into the role of supervisor at work. You know, I've had quite a few talks to him about that, and he never really just wanted to. He just wanted to kind of sit in the background and just be a regular worker, and didn't want the responsibility or have to deal with other people really. So I never had anyone to really teach me much about life or how to handle certain situations until I joined the army. Once I joined the army, I became part of a team, and we always worked together to accomplish certain goals. So we always rely on people stepping up and taking control of certain team aspects whenever we're doing um, different taskings. So our team in the army was made up of people from all different walks of life and backgrounds, which helps us to become more well-rounded. Before the army, I had a lack of confidence, and I felt a bit lost. Honestly, I really didn't know what I was going to do with myself. So I feel being in the army, you know, as a sergeant, when you're coming up, sergeants get paid to take care of you, and they show an interest in you. They talk to you. They ask you how life is going, and they have conversation with you to tell you like what you need to do to further your career and what you need to do to help yourself out in life. You know, going as much as like telling you about car payments. So, you know, they'll tell you not to go to a car dealership and get an expensive car at a high interest rate. So I believe this all has helped me become a better leader. Like when I growing up, I didn't have that system around me. I didn't really have anyone to talk to me to tell me how to better myself or how I should do certain things in life to excel. But I feel that I am, you know, one of those leaders that have been made over time. Someone that's had the opportunity to be around a bunch of great people in the army now since I was about 20 years old to build upon my skills and make me the leader that I am today. So now after 18 years in, I feel that I do have a ton more confidence and that I'm able to help the younger soldiers when they have problems. I know it's kind of weird to think about all the problems that you had that you thought were big issues when you were young coming up in the army, and then as you get older and you start guiding and mentoring other soldiers, they come to you with pretty much the same exact issues that you once had. So it kind of comes full circle. But having the leaders that I had before to help me out, they helped me to grow as a leader, and now I have the tools to help other people that have those same issues. So I feel that I am proof that leaders can be made and not just born. I have learned through trial and error how to help lead, guide, and mentor others so that they can one day replace me in the army. It is my belief that all great leaders are made through the learning experiences and those around them. Part of me wants to say that only people that think leaders are born probably had a lot of a lot at their disposal, maybe a lot of money and had a real good education in private school. Because if leaders are born, then great leaders or presidents or just all historical figures would all come from the very same family is my thinking on it. But I feel that leaders are made, therefore we have leaders from all different families, leaders that come from poor families, leaders that come from rich families, leaders that come from, you know, um the middle wage. But it is my belief that leaders are made through years of learning from their mistakes, years of learning, years of studying, years of just being surrounded by other people that can act a certain way for the person to see how a leader is supposed to act, and that say the correct things and help each other. And that's how you watch the great leaders that are around you. You take the good from them, and you discard the bad, and then you just become the leader that you're meant to be. Thank you.